This is the Joolz Day Plus, and today we're going to make a basic video showing you most of the main functions that you'll come into contact with as you're using the stroller on a daily basis. We do have a separate folding guide and a separate guide for removing and mounting the textiles of both the seat and the bassinet. So we won't cover absolutely everything that's in those two guides today, but it's more all of the basic mechanisms and just sort of how to use the stroller. If you're curious about other aspects of folding or textile removal, then please see those other two videos. So we're going to start at the top, which is with the extension and adjustment of the height of the handle. And that uses these two very nice metal levers here on the sides. So if you depress them, then you can find various positions all the way down to the lowest position, which of course you're going to use when you're folding down the stroller. The triggers underneath have to do with folding. And as I said, we already have a different folding guide showing you how to do that. But essentially there is a safety button here and triggers here, which allow you to fold it up, and that disconnects the locking element inside the main central fold there. Okay, moving on then to the seat. In order to adjust the various positions of the seat, there is a lever here on the back. So you're just going to pull it up, and you can pull it down into various positions. This being the flattest. All right, looking around at the front of the seat. At the bottom of the frame is another button under here, and this allows you to lengthen out the leg rest to a couple of different positions, which is quite nice. If you look inside the seat then, in order to open up the bumper bar, which is rotatable, you just have to depress the white button on one of these sides, and it allows you to pull it out and get easy access to your child. When it comes to the harness itself, single button to detach both the side straps and the shoulder straps, and they all go in separately. In order to lengthen the harness, on the central buckle, you have this basic plastic mechanism, same sort of thing you have on backpacks and stuff, in order to get yourself a little bit more length for the center. You have the same thing on the side straps, as well as on the top straps. But on the top straps, the other thing you can do is use that in order to raise up the positioning of the shoulder straps themselves. So as your child grows, it's nice to have the shoulder strap a little bit higher to go over the shoulders. Yeah? All right, in order to detach and reverse the seat frame, there are two white buttons here on either side. So you just depress both of those, and then you can lift up the seat frame, turn it around, and then reattach it to the chassis. Just make sure that both of those sides click into place. We're going to now move on to the lower portion of the chassis, but I just want to make a quick note on one of the cool functions with the bassinet first. Okay, so there is one function on the bassinet that I wanted to show here in the basic guide because it's not something that might pop out at you immediately, and that is how to get extra ventilation for the bassinet, because it has two ways in which you can do this. So you have your first ventilation up here with the canopy. And you're just going to pull off this elastic strap, and you can pull it up. But you actually have a second ventilation window down here. So there's a zipper that runs around the back side, and then you can flip it down. So now you have quite a lot of ventilation, which is of course very useful if you live in a really warm climate. You can get a lot of wind in, air for your baby. All right, moving then on to the lower portions of the chassis. You do have this inbuilt LED light in both the front and the back here. In order to turn that on, there's a small button on the back side, and if you need to switch out the battery, it just takes a AAA battery. There's a pair of screws here on the inside as well. If you want to just get in at your shopping basket, one cool thing about this model is that it is hinged here and spring-loaded, so you can just press that down. It makes it a little bit easier to access the shopping basket. When it comes to the brake system, your brake lever is here, basic rotation-based brake system. You can remove the rear wheels by pressing here on the center button in the wheel, and that will open up the locking mechanism, which is built inside the axle, and allow you to pull out those wheels. Moving around to the front, you have your second LED light that I talked about. Then you have the swivel lock, and the swivel lock is activated here, so you can just press down with your foot to pop that on. It's quite important actually to lock the front wheels when you're folding this model, because it doesn't have like a lock to hold it all the way down and folded, so it's easy for those wheels to get in the way. So you just do want to lock that in place when you're folding it. Pop it on the back side in order to release that swivel lock. To remove the front wheels, you just depress this large white button here. And then you can just pop them back into place. So in any case, that was our basic guide to just the most basic functions on the Joolz Day Plus. Again, we have a separate folding guide and a separate guide for removing and mounting the textiles of the seat and bassinet. But we hope you found this video useful, and if you did, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.